Hey everyone. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna be on for a little while. It's a Saturday and it's kind of raining over here where I am in the DMV area. And I just wanted to come on the live stream for a little bit. Awesome. So I don't believe, let's see if I can see the chat. Okay, I'm only on my phone. But anyways, this this year 2024 started off with like really rough mentally. And if it started out rough mentally for you, put it in the chat below. I want to see how many of y'all are here on a Saturday, because Saturday, Saturdays are usually my chill days, and I'm just finishing up eating my lunch. But yeah, so first of all, the beginning of 2024 started off really rough for me mentally, and lately, all I can think about is how I want to be more purposeful in life, in friendships, in relationships, in the work I do, in the work that everyone does, in the way I like what I advocate for, everything, etc. There comes a time in your life when you're past the stage of evolution, or you're past the stage of just tolerating certain things or tolerating certain relationship dynamics, tolerating a certain level of, I want to say excellence, I guess. Hey Sherelle, what's up? And because of that, I knew that the bar was set pretty high this year. The bar was set pretty high. And that just means that whatever purpose that you feel that you're put here to fulfill, whether it's like one thing, or one end goal, or like a couple different things, because I don't think we're here to just do one specific thing or outcome and then leave. But for every person, it's specific, um, specific attainable goals that pertain to our gifts, our talents, etc. And when you realize that there's nothing that's gonna stop you or get in the way of you fulfilling that, then you're unstoppable. Anyways, the first couple months was really rough. Actually, it's only March. The 2023 going into 2024 was rough for me because I had to get over a certain mindset of being viewed in a certain light, um, or doing things so that people will view me in a certain light. Let's all be real. We all do stuff like that. And despite talking so much on YouTube and on all the platforms that I have, whatever, about being unbothered and mindful, stuff still gets to me because, of course, I'm human. And relaying that message to other people, family, and friends in my life, sometimes they just don't get it. All I want to do is take what my passion is, um, which is something that I love to do, and then turn it into a purpose, which is how you're going to use your passion to help other people. So that's all that purpose means. It's what do you enjoy doing, or what do you really feel like if you weren't making any money off of it at all, you would still continue to do it because you just enjoy doing it, or you become fulfilled out of it, and then taking that thing and then making it into how you're going to impact everybody. um can't lie, Jay Shetty, if you know Jay Shetty, comment down in the chat if you know who Jay Shetty is. I've been listening to his podcast. It's called On Purpose. And I was guided to listen to the podcast. I don't know. Actually, it started with me watching the Red Table Talk last year. Started watching the Red Table Talk last year around June or July. And he was on the Red Table Talk episodes a couple times with Jada Pinkett Smith and Willow, because I started listening to Willow's music a lot more and wanted to know, how is her personality, not that you can tell anybody's personality who's on TV or whatever from just watching them, but the impact that they made together, despite Jada's personality flaws. We all have those. Anyways, I was watching the show. The show's really good. It's still on Facebook. And then Jay Shetty was in a lot of the episodes talking about relationships, mindfulness, and being a monk and living that lifestyle. But overall, Jay Shetty stresses really heavily doing everything with intent, doing everything with purpose. And I started to realize you become what you listen to. Like, you become what you subscribe to. Your thoughts start to become the agreements that you make with yourself to believe what you're hearing. And you choose who you want to listen to. You know, you choose the information that you choose to ring true for you. And it's our responsibility to start filling ourselves and filling our ears with more depth, information with more substance. You ever been in a conversation and the person, you can tell they're just saying things to sound like they have depth, but they don't know what they're saying. They just want to sound like they know what they're saying is deep, or they want to appear like that. So, continuing this story, somewhere around 2023, I felt like, the end of 2023, I felt like there needed to be a change in how purposeful I am with the content that I make. And the shift is gonna, has happened gradually, but I'm shifting towards more mindfulness content, meaning videos, more mindset videos, and more meditation videos. Meditation to me just is a lifestyle. It's a way to be more aware of how you interact with others, be more aware of how kind you are. Not nice, but just kind. And be more intentional and purposeful about every single day that you live. So I appreciate all of you all who have been along for the ride thus far. I'm not gonna stop making lock journey videos, because it widely reflects self-care, and the self-care aspect is huge. Um, Along with the mindfulness content, I'm gonna eat some of my food. But along with the mindfulness aspect, there's gonna be a huge shift in me talking about living as a Black person. Living as a Black person and experiences that may be more unique to being a person of color. Because when I first started this video, when I first started this channel back in 2020, I started it because I started to meditate. Meditation was a way for me to take my mind off of the pain that I was feeling, because I was having knee pain excruciatingly, if that's a word. I was having physical pain in my body, and I started to stretch, and I started to be more mindful of the mind body experience. So when you look at my first couple of videos, it's all about the mind body spirit connection. I sort of started this channel wanting to become a meditation teacher and wanted to make this channel all about how to meditate. The reason it's called Holistic Flow is because I also knew that I wanted to teach yoga, because yoga philosophy is interwoven into meditation. And that happened later on down the line, but my channel was not about me teaching yoga or meditation. And that is totally okay, but it's time to kind of like reel it back. It's time to kind of reel it back. Because anytime you go back to the foundations of why you started something, and then you go along a couple years after you have started it and you've been consistent with it, the journey will always ebb and flow. You'll always find little caveats, and you'll go off on tangents here and there. But eventually you want to go back to why you started in the first place. And when I go back to why I started in the first place, it was not actually at all to show my lock journey, which I still love to do and I'll still continue to do, but I don't want it to be solely about that anymore. I also started to go more with the way that the algorithm works. And if you can relate to putting videos out there in any form or content, the way that content creation has evolved over time has been from, a lot of YouTubers or a lot of content creators just making what they want to make or videos about what they want to make for fun. And then eventually the algorithm, which is this system that all social media platforms have, that algorithm tells you what people want to see more, and then you make more of that. If you do that a lot, then you can kind of get off topic from the original intent of the reason why you started making content. And then it no longer fulfills you as much as it used to because now it's more performative than anything. Um, Thankfully, I haven't felt like I've been super performative for any algorithm because whatever I make, I still make with intention. But nonetheless, I want to go back to the original intent of me getting on social media or on YouTube at all, which was a lot of content about living mindfully, breath work, journaling, your thoughts spinning in your head, things like depression, anxiety, and those are what I wanted, topics that I want to get back to and delve deeper and deeper and deeper into. So all in all, like I said, this is in the beginning. This live stream is going to be really super short, but I wanted to stress that I will be kind of making some audit, if that's the right word, audits on videos, meaning like putting some of them, some really, really old ones on private and making more meditation videos, um, mindfulness meditation videos, how to rewire thoughts, how to change your mind, how to go from anxious to joyful. And that will be the sole purpose, honestly, of the content, which I honestly feel like even saying this, it feels like that's still the purpose of the content. And I didn't need to make it known that that's the purpose of the content. I just need to move in that direction. So I'm checking myself right now. Sometimes you don't even need to declare that there's going to be a change or a shift. You just need to do the shift or make the shift and then let people know that you're making it. But for some reason, I felt the need to come on live stream and talk about I'm making this change or there will be a change. So the fitness trucker, hey, yeah, so those were the changes that I was talking about. It's not a huge change. I'm just gonna be putting some videos on private to better reflect the new direction. And it's kind of the same direction, but just with a little small pivot of my videos about more about mindfulness, meditation, to live a more mindful life. So in essence, the shift is gonna be more towards lifestyle than anything else. And about less about lock content, but more about why Black people need to meditate more, because that's the space that I'm creating um, in my new business, Black and Meditated, and I believe that I have a link in the description box below this live stream of my workshop. But if not, I don't think I can comment it on here. Can I? No, I can't. I can't even comment on my phone. But anyways, that's pretty much all that I had to say. See, there's a couple people on here, so Hey y'all, what's up? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it's a Saturday and everything like that. Outside today, it's raining. Outside my place. It's pretty rainy. It's pretty gloomy. It's the type of weather that could make you stay in the bed all day. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, change could be great. For sure. And you know what else too? Everyone evolves. Everyone evolves, right? The last time a huge evolution like this occurred was before I was even on YouTube. And it was in 2020. And I went from sort of like being in a dark place and not knowing I was in a dark place because I was just drinking a lot. Not a lot, actually. I was never like a heavy drinker, but from my opinion, I went to parties. One time I got toe up drunk, like toe up. And this was when I was in college too. And the people that I was hanging around with, you know, kind of like party going people. And the connection that I had with the people was not healthy. Like my group of friends, the connection was just not healthy. And like looking back, I just had people around me who may not have had my best interest at heart. And I kind of went from that to completely kind of like being a more mindful person, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. So in that essence, when you evolve, you can kind of see it in just your lifestyle change. Sometimes you can just look in a person's eyes and see that they've changed. You know how the same way you can look in somebody's eyes, and some people just look dead inside. Like they just look like I don't know. They just look like they don't have a soul. I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, I need to get better at storytelling. Actually, hi Sora, what's up? Actually, in one of my next live streams, I want to read some of my journal entries. Oh, maybe I should go get my journal. It's right over there. Maybe that should be my first. Actually, maybe that should be my very first video, is reading some of my journal entries. But comment below on this live stream, or if you're watching on the replay, comment replay. But if you're watching right now, what is one video that you would like to see dedicated to meditation? Not necessarily yoga, which is like the asana practice, because I'm a yoga teacher too, but I'm focusing on meditation specifically because I feel like there's a lot of channels dedicated to yoga. And that's not really my focus, but comment down below what video or a title of video you would want to see that answers one of your questions about meditation, living with anxiety, how to eradicate anxious thoughts, intrusive thoughts. Those are some of the comments that I've gotten recently. Intrusive thoughts. Maybe a little bit about dreams. Like, let's talk about meditation and dreams. So I think those really correlate. I'm eating dark chocolate, by the way. Dark chocolate is good for your heart. So comment down below. Let me see what these comments talking about. What question might you have that I can answer in a video about meditation, mindfulness, etc. Sherelle says, I would love to explore dreams. Okay, cool. I would love to explore that too. If you want to see a video about how my dreams are super vivid and have helped me navigate real life, then you should watch my video titled, I think it's called How I Predict the future in my dreams or something like that. And it's about how I can have a conversation with one of my friends in real life, and they might not tell me everything, every little detail in the conversation about something that's going on in their life that they want me to help them through. But then I end up having a dream about it a little while after, and my dream ends up answering the question that they have that they don't even know. And I end up finding things out about other people that they would never tell me or another person. And I end up finding it out in my dream because I have a dream about it, and then it ends up like actually being true. Sherelle says, I can fall asleep listening to a podcast or some affirmations, and my dreams are wild compared to when I fall asleep in silence. Mm, that's a that is a really good like point, because I feel or I have to look up the metrics on this, but I feel there's a high correlation in between the things that you read or watch when you right before you go to sleep versus when you're asleep. What are you dreaming about? Because all the times that I've watched like a horror movie or something before I go to sleep, one of the last things I'm thinking about is that horror movie, and then I end up having an experience in my dream. Super vivid. The same happens with being thankful before you go to sleep at night. And part of my evening prayer is like a prayer and a journal session. So that when I'm praying, I kind of write my prayers down in a journal. And it's all about what I'm thankful for. And then that has increased my happiness like times 10. If that's the last thing that you go to do before you go to sleep, is be thankful for something, or even journal and get your thoughts out, to me that's a style of meditation. Because you can end up going into journaling thinking, what do I even have to write down? And then you end up journaling a whole page when you just started off by writing one word on the page. You write one word, one sentence, and then all of a sudden all these things come out of your subconscious onto the page. And then all of a sudden you have a clear mind, or like you feel better. That's happened so many times when I've been angry or upset and I don't know how to express it. Journaling has helped me so much. So at the same time, like, some of the things that happen throughout our day that are really emotional, or if they happen towards the latter half of our day, that can totally, totally mess with our dreams or mess with our dream state. Saved by Grace says, your hair is beautiful. Thank you. Um, so yeah, so for those of you who are just getting here too, I know the live isn't gonna be like that long. Maybe I'll stay on for 2 or 3 more minutes, but that's pretty much all I had to say. And I'll be going live a couple more times this week to advertise my free workshop. I can't, for some reason, because I'm on my phone I'm on my phone right now, and I'm not able to access the chat, so I can't drop the link. But if you go to my last video, or if you go to my last live stream, the link is there. One of the main things also that I want to talk about on my channel is kind of bridging the gap between certain spiritual or religious beliefs and meditating. Because if you all didn't know, I mentioned this in my last live stream too. I grew up a preacher's kid. I was in the church all the time, 24/7, and um, I still hold uh, praise to the Most High, like all praise to the Most High. I still hold Christian values and beliefs, but not the religion of Christianity, because religion, to me, the concept of it seeks to divide people. And I feel like the Most High only wants to keep people together. Like, if we're all God's children, why would we want to be kind of divided in a way? And just between me and the Most High, like, if you say all praise to the Most High, or like there is one God, one name, then how do you believe that another person is worshiping another God, even though they call it something else, or call it them something else, right? So that's just what I've learned to succumb to as well from meditation. But I want to teach, even if somebody believes in something different than you don't judge them for what they think or believe. You don't like immediately tell them, no, this is wrong, like this is the way to go. um because number one, if your beliefs are as strong as they are, and something that someone else says to you challenges what you believe, then maybe your beliefs aren't as strong as you think that they are, and maybe you're not as grounded in your foundation as you thought you are. So maybe you need to get right with the Most High, because if something that somebody says challenges you or throws you off so much that it like offends you, um or it causes you to judge somebody else or put somebody else down, um as if you are higher up than them, then it just conflicts. So it's not that I want to start like a whole um spiritual, like a little church or nothing like that. Like, nah. But just to the essence of it is just to get people to be less judgmental, and also make people less afraid to think outside the box. That's really what people are afraid of. People are afraid to think outside of the box, because as soon as something challenges your view of things, or if we feel offended by it, I'm eating dark chocolate, by the way. As soon as we start to feel offended by somebody else believing something different, or being different, or even hell, dressing different, or even, I don't know, we're just so offended by people being different that we're unable to actually evolve within ourselves, because we're so focused on comparing ourselves to something else or someone else. We're so caught up in wanting to be right all the time, and we're so caught up in our ego that we're unable to love other people. And man, like growing up in the Baptist Christian church really has has put this fire inside of me to really devolve this, because honestly, if you call yourself a Christian but not being Christ-like, then you conflict your own self, like you conflict your own beliefs, right? Because if Christ actually seeks to bring people together and make people less judgmental or non-judgmental, and you're doing the exact opposite of that, then how are we supposed to, evolve together? How are we supposed to support each other, especially in the Black community, especially that happens in the Black community? So that's that's a conversation that needs to be had, but it needs to be had with a very open heart and a very open mind. Kiana says felt. Sherelle says that's a conversation that needs to be had. I've had so many people tell me I'm wrong when the things that I do are referenced in the Bible. Um, DJ said, is that being lukewarm? Is what exactly being lukewarm? Like, I think what's being lukewarm is your beliefs aren't, and this is the thing too. Being lukewarm is, essentially one foot in, one foot out, right? The way that I see it, we all lukewarm. Well, actually, no, let me not say that. The way that I see it, every single person, every single day, will sin. Sin means missing the mark. That's literally what sin means. So sin isn't always like these big things, like sin isn't always like this big bad thing that we do. Sin literally means that we are imperfect. So and that's why Christ said on the cross, forgive the Father for they know not what they do. Not that literally people were literally killing him, but because we're all literally imperfect. And so the things that we do every single day that we think aren't sins, they are. Even when we think we're being sanctified and holier than thou and like a good person, we're missing the mark. If you tie one shoe and not the other, you're missing the mark because both of your shoes aren't untied. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say that that's a sin. You're missing the mark. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do something that isn't perfect, then you're missing the mark. That might be extreme example of it, but I think we're so, like, as humans, we're so underneath. We're like, our mind is so underneath the level of consciousness that we need to be at in order to, like, even read the Bible with clarity, and with sincerity, to be able to assess if you are being lukewarm or not. Because I don't know, like, if you need to ask the question, am I being lukewarm? Then most likely you are. I don't know. That's just that's my opinion. But again, I'm not perfect. I'm not all knowing. I'm just another human being too. I'm just another human being figuring it out just like everybody else. Which is why we need to not judge each other. Which is why we need to not judge each other. Like, somebody who knows, can quote everything in the book of Proverbs still hasn't arrived. So this is again a conversation that definitely needs to be had. But yeah, so those are a couple of changes that I'm gonna implement on a channel while still keeping some of the, ways of talking about your lock journey, because at the end of the day, it is self-care. And I don't know what's going on with what my genetics or whatever I got going on, but my hair wants to grow down to my waist by the end of 2024. So I'm gonna just let that happen. Sherelle Shantae says, I tell people all the time, no one journey is the same. There are many ways to get to God. It's not just black and white. So yeah, and a lot of times I don't completely agree or disagree with certain things, because if you know what you stand for, if you know what your foundation is, nothing can change that. Nothing can rock that. So just know what your foundation is, and respect other people's foundation, and then we can all start communicating better. I know the only reason that the world is in disarray, the only reason that there's war and chaos, I believe, is that we can't reconcile our differences. Like, we literally have this complex of inhumanity between one state, another state, or like one country, another country. That's the whole reason that the world is in disarray. Because, excuse me, we don't know how to communicate. And when we do communicate, we're not listening to the other side. We're just trying to get our own needs fulfilled. So communication is everything. It is everything. What do y'all think? Like, do y'all believe that if everybody could communicate, and communication is a two-way street. So not just tell how you feel, but also listen as hard as you try to talk. Like, if everybody listened as well as they talk, would we be able to kind of work closer towards world peace? What do you think? I think that we all could definitely have a better shot at that than we do than how we do now. Green Diesel says, "Wow, you're beautiful." Thank you. The fitness trucker says, "Absolutely." Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And also, because the whole kill is, and that's a DMV term, the whole kill is like, the whole gag is that when you learn how to communicate better, you learn that everybody really wants the same thing in essence. We're all working towards the same thing. Everybody wants to feel like seen, heard, understood, and respected. When you look at every like supremacy complex, or when you look at even, it gets deep, y'all, but y'all, when we look at politics, racism, discrimination, all forms of hatred, all forms of putting other people down, just all forms, all kinds. When you look at everything, it stems from the fact that certain groups of people want to be respected and heard in a certain way. Not saying that it's always right, because a lot of people allow their ego to get in the way. But everyone wants to feel like their identity, their assets, their rights, their privileges as a human being are safe and protected. That's literally it. It's so simple. It's super simple. And if we could like all succumb to that, I believe that it would be just like a more peaceful pace. Call me I was about to say like a Martin Luther King variation, because I'm spitting like it's giving I have a dream. Like it's giving Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Angela Davis. Like it's giving all of that. And Rosa Parks practicing yoga. Like it's giving all of that. Did y'all know that Rosa Parks practiced yoga? Google right now. Google Rosa Parks practicing yoga. You'll see it. But yeah, I didn't mean for this live stream to be actually like super long, but I got the rambling. On here. Anyways, what y'all doing today? Put in the comments, what's your plans for today? It's a Saturday. It's chill. Nothing really happened. But yeah, that's pretty much all. The fitness trucker says, so what's your opinion on how do we get closer to a peaceful world? What's my opinion? It's pretty much like peace starts inside of you. Peace starts inside of you. So if you realize that, one, everyone is living in their own freaking world. Like everyone is living in their own dream. The way that we view the world is how we view ourselves. No, let me say that again. The way that we view the world is a reflection of what's in here. Because your reality is just a projection, like a projector image, literally, of what goes on inside of your mind. So if it's more peaceful in here, then you'll feel like, or you'll see, or you'll choose to see more peace in the world. Just like when I started to, oh no, this is a great example. because what you see and how you, no, literally how you view yourself is literally what you'll start to see and attract. So when I started, I swear before I started my lock journey, I never saw anybody who had locks. Or like I never noticed anybody. That's the word. That's the word. You see how I changed it? At first I said I didn't see anybody, but next I said I didn't notice anybody who had locks. So let me change that. So going forward. So like before I started my lock journey, I never noticed anybody's locks because I didn't really like it didn't really pertain to me. It wasn't relevant to me. But then after I started my locks, it's like everybody had locks. Everybody had locks now. Like I see everybody with locks. And it changes the perception of how I view other people. Just like, man, before I was vegan, which I'm not now anymore, but when I was before I was vegan, I had never met no vegans in my life. I had never met nobody that was vegan. But then once I started like eating plant-based, I started attracting friends, my friend group, and we're like, yeah, I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat too. I'm trying to stay away from dairy. I'm like, hey, yo, it's my tribe. Like, everybody who I ran into at the grocery store, I'm like, you trying to look for that Daya vegan cheese too? Yeah, me too. Like, everybody going vegan, right? Is that a coincidence? Or is that just how I'm portraying myself? I start to attract that out of the world. So it's the same thing. We start to when we start to have a certain talk in our head, that is how we see everything. So I think like the real peace movement or whatever you want to call it, it starts in your mind. It starts with thinking peace, speaking peace, everything. In my opinion, the way that we get closer to a peaceful world is that we start being peaceful up here. Because everybody else, you cannot control what anybody else choose to do with their life. And you'll drive yourself crazy, literally trying to get results out of other people and other things and other situations that you can't create and that you can't create. Like you have no control over it. But the only thing you can control is how you choose to view a certain situation, and how you conduct your energy, like your mind. And that is like peace. It's peace to me is kind of like seeing chaos in the world, but still knowing that you can gain peace on the inside as much as you want. And then starting to attract that peace that you gain for yourself out of certain environments. As far as world peace is concerned, I don't think there'll ever be world peace or like universal peace, because uh for everything there exists its opposite. And excuse me, my belief is that like good and evil come together. There's no either or, and there's no one without the other, because they live in harmony. Just like there's no yin without yang. And so just like there is no black without white, but there is gray in between, right? Can you say my name? Crescentio? Is that how you say it? I feel like I got it right. Crescentio? The fitness trucker said that's so true. Look, that it's a whole state of mind. That's all that it is. Sora says, what are the best ways to raise your vibrational frequency? I know meditating and being in nature, but did you discover other things that help? So your vibrational frequency is the meaning of that means so much more to me than it used to. Just like saying, "Oh, raise your vibration," because to me, vibration is sound, and all of us are. You can feel energy. Let me start that over because I went too ahead of myself. But you can feel somebody's just emotional state, right? So The emotional state is your energy, and the energy is your vibration, but the vibration can come in different forms. So for example, it can come in the form of you can change your vibrational state. Here you go. One thing is changing your facial expression. And this is so crazy, but I was listening to a Jay Shetty's podcast with Tom Bilyeu. If y'all know Tom Bilyeu is he's the he is the founder, or was a former CEO of Quest bars, nutrition bars, and uh now he is CEO and founder of Impact Theory. And he talked about literally how you can change the way you feel by your facial expressions. Literally, he makes himself laugh. If you're frowning, literally you'll feel sad, or you'll feel angry, or whatever you associate with that. But if you're having a bad day, he taught himself to smile, and no matter how fake it feels at first, your chemical state in your body, like your hormones, are literally going to change, because in your mind you associate a certain facial expression, like smiling, like you associate that facial expression with a feeling. So I thought that was pretty cool. If you make yourself laugh, I don't know, I've never made myself laugh on cue, but I tried smiling, and I instantly felt happier. So I know that works. Another way is through music, because this is where I was trying to jump the gun earlier. So, you know how vibration is energy? Well, vibration is also music, because vibration makes a certain sound. So, you can also play instruments. That's why music is super important. Music can lower your vibration, can also raise your vibration. So certain frequency or pitch um, of music can raise your vibration. And there are certain frequencies that, if you're not familiar with, you can kind of just search up, frequencies that raise your vibration. And I know a common one is 432 hertz. I forgot what key is that. I think it might be C, or key of C sharp. And what listening to it does for 432 hertz is it usually just makes the body feel more grounded, because apparently 432 hertz is the natural vibration of Earth. So if you're not able to do actual grounding, like for example, put your bare foot into the ground, which does have amazing benefits, because the earth is literally, we were brought up out of the earth, like I believe we're made out of the earth. So, and when we die, what happens when our physical body dies? Because I don't think spirit ever dies, but when we die, what happens? Our body goes back into the earth. Like we literally have a funeral, our casket goes 6 feet under. So we go literally back into the earth. So because we're made up of the earth, grounding, or anything that grounds you, raises your vibration, like listening to vibration or sound or frequency, or actually grounding by taking your soles of your feet and putting it onto the earth. Those are some of the immediate things. Now I'm thinking of other things like journaling, of course, 100%. Just, and by journaling, I mean you can either write down things that you're thankful for. That's an instant mood booster, or whatever you're just feeling in the moment. Because sometimes I've done it while I'm angry or sad. I just write down why I'm sad, and I just write until I'm not sad or not angry anymore or not anxious anymore. So, yeah, those are, so I hope that helped. That's a video idea right there. Winnie says, recently had to cut my locks. I'm devastated. Can you make a video explaining and talking about the 7 chakras? Oh, well, why did you have to cut your locks? I hope that you didn't do it and didn't want to do it. Sounds like you didn't really want to do it, so I hope that it was for a valid reason. But can I make a video explaining the 7 chakras? Yes, I definitely can and will. You are giving some great ideas, and I don't have my notebook next to me, but I will definitely take these ideas down. I'll rewatch the chat and take these video ideas down, because there's some awesome and amazing video ideas that are definitely going to challenge me to rekindle my knowledge of certain things. But yeah, I love talking about the chakras, and also I need to, there a lot of these things just need to be talked about in a way that everyone can relate to it, because again, like the content that I'm going to be putting forward going forward is going to be bridging the gap between all, pretty much everybody, and me, including people who are skeptical about chakras and meditation and mudras and things like that, because they're not woo woo. They're not woo woo if you know the science behind it. If you know the science behind it, for real, for real. Like, people, do y'all know why we do this? Prayer hands. Christians do this all the time. This is a mudra. This is like doing this or doing this or doing this, right? This is just another mudra for balance, left and right sides of the body, or sun and moon sides of the body, or feminine and masculine coming together. So I feel like when you explain it in a certain way, and this is just me talking to myself or thinking to myself about how I'm going to relay this information, which is just awesome, that it translates to everybody in a way that doesn't sound too out of their comfort zone to learn more about. So I definitely will do a video about that. Thoughts on Nicki and Cardi shooting at each other? They shot at each other for real? I had no idea, but my thoughts, that's unfortunate. I wish they wasn't beefing. Are they beefing? I don't know. Like, I have a difficult time keeping up with current events. So current events, so I did not hear about that. That helps. Thank you. You're welcome. When he says had free forms and they were thinning in some areas, also had a high top. Okay, got it. Well, hopefully, I mean, if you want to start locks again, hopefully the next time won't be so, you'll know kind of like your hair more so. And a lot of times for high top locks, it's difficult because it's because of the barbers. The barbers don't always know what they're doing, especially because of freeform locks. If you have freeform locks and high top locks, then you'll want to be like super careful that your barber knows that if they leave out the front section, like if they leave it out and then like kind of fade it or whatever they call it, and like shape it up right here, and they have like this much hair that's kind of like short, and then you have your hair, that, because if you're not getting a retwist right here, they won't know where to stop cutting, so they'll like just push the hairline back further and further. The same thing can happen with high top locks, where especially with freeform locks in the back, they'll just keep cutting, and that can cause thinning of your locks. So the next time, maybe I'll make a video about this too, even though I don't have high top locks. Maybe I could make a video about this too. There's so many video ideas, man. I just need to sit down and film them. But yeah, I hope your next lock journey, if you decide to do locks again, goes better than this one. I mean, goes better than that last one. So yeah, these were some good questions. Appreciate y'all for the questions. Yeah, so I definitely didn't intend to be on here for like an hour, but this was a good conversation. Um, yeah, any other questions? So I got, these are the video ideas that I got because I'm gonna look back at the chat about, let's see, new changes to the channel. Um, oh yeah, dreams, meditation and dreams. That's definitely gonna be a video. Um, I think another video that would be really tasteful, I just have to do it in a tasteful way, is being Christian and meditating and being a yoga teacher, you know. Um, because I kind of just like explained that whole thing a couple minutes ago, but that sounds like a really good one that I need. Actually, I did make a video on that already. I made a video on that and it's called Beware of the Evil Practice of Yoga. And that's definitely a clickbait title because a lot of people probably see that title. A lot of Christians actually probably see that title and be like, oh yeah, yoga is evil. Let me go and comment some more about how yoga is evil. And then I come on there and be like, did y'all know that Valentine's Day was about pedophilia and idol worship? But you still celebrate that too, right? If you live in America, you probably celebrate Valentine's Day. But did you know the origins are actually, Cupid is actually a baby statue representing pedophilia? You know, did y'all see that video? I put out that video, it's probably like a year ago now, but yeah, I put out that video just to show that meditation and yoga, the practice itself, is not evil just because it originates in Hindu and Buddhist philosophy and certain yoga poses. Yes, they were created to worship gods in their religion that they believe in. But there's a whole bunch of practices that are Americanized in general, and Americans have no idea what the origins of those practices or or holidays are. A lot of our holidays are just, the origin is not great, or there are other influences of the origin of it, but somewhere down the line the story about where it originated was changed, and we have no idea about that. But a lot of people look at meditation and yoga and be like, man, this is satanic, or this is not of God. And for a lot of Black people, that means that they fear um, things like, getting into a practice that is of witchcraft or something like that. Meditation and yoga is not of witchcraft. I mean, there are definitely witches out there, um, but it's not one that, if you are intending to have a certain outcome, or if you are intending to meditate to um, or breathe to relax your nervous system, um, activate the or somatic nervous system, sorry, to regulate your blood pressure and your heart rate, because you got high blood pressure and you're anxious all the time. If we scared to meditate, or if we scared to relax, then how we going to operate, not out of fear but out of assurance that it's all about your intention and it's all about your heart posture. Everything is all about your heart posture. If it wasn't, then there wouldn't be good things that happen to bad people and bad things that happen to good people. Because it is not about what you do, it's about the posture of your heart. It was always about that. So, like, the idea even that yoga and meditation is not of God isn't, to me, in my opinion, it's not even biblical. Because if the um, outcome of your actions is your heart posture and not the practice itself, then it can't be like those two beliefs conflict themselves. And that's basically what I said in the video. And there's a huge huge misconception about that. And those are like the barriers that I just want to like break down for sure. All right, we hit an hour on a Saturday. That's what's up. Thanks y'all for hanging out with me on a Saturday. Hi Sabrina, what's up? Let me know what other questions, comments, or concerns, or questions or comments that y'all have. At this point in our journey, what is it? What is this month? March. In June, I think in June of this year, we'll be 4 years into this YouTube channel. And we just hit 24,000 subscribers last week. Probably be at 25,000 by the end of the month. So it's super exciting how many people are being impacted by the videos here. And I just want to say thank you all for your support and your love, because it probably wouldn't have reached this many people if you all hadn't been commenting, liking the videos, sharing the videos, etc. I wouldn't just be talking to a screen, right? So you all's interaction really does fuel the growth of the channel itself. So it definitely is not me. It's not just me. It is you all too. So I appreciate that. I don't like when I see people like they're like, "Oh, I just got on your live stream, don't leave." But I've been on here for like an hour, so just didn't want it to be an awkward time. I'm like leaving right off the live stream. But yeah. Let me know what other videos that you all want to see. What other videos ideas? So again, I have that video idea, a video about the 7 chakras, how to raise your vibrations, and I guess world peace. Those are some of the things I've talked about just in this hour. Oh, did you enjoy watching Avatar: The Way of Water in cinema? I think the movie was great. Man, I feel like that movie, it kind of, okay, so the first Avatar, it really set the bar high. It did. The graphics were amazing. The plot was amazing. The rising action, the climax, and the falling action were amazing. And the concept of it brought you in literally into another world. I don't know. At that time, graphics weren't like that yet. So I feel like that movie was before its time in terms of visual effects. The newer movie, I feel like it was a little too long for no reason. The plot was okay. Some points were slower than others, and because the bar was set so high from the first movie, I feel like the second movie just did not come anywhere close, which is usually how sequels go. I mean, when did the first movie come out? In like 2012, 2013, right? It was honestly like maybe 10 years ago. So I enjoyed watching Avatar, but it just did not come close to the first movie. So I think it was pretty good. It's not something that I would like watch twice, especially not in theaters. Hey Natalie. The first movie was in 2009, right? So that's like more than 10 years ago. Wow. Well, I think for it being more than 10 years ago, because when it come out, it came out last year in 2023. So for it being like 12 years in between, I mean 13 between the first 2 movies, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I want to see another Leonardo DiCaprio movie. His movies are some of my favorite because they're like just they really make you think, man. And Leonardo DiCaprio is just a phenomenal actor with range. I think when he was maybe like 13, or was it? Him and Johnny Depp starred in the movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and he played what's called Leonardo DiCaprio played a differently abled child. or disabled child. So that was pretty good. And he was like 13 years old when he played that. And all he did, he said all he did to play that role was just like basically observe differently abled children. You said do a flip real quick. Do a flip with my hair. Like this. I do hair flips all the time. And I don't mean to, but yeah, I be doing flips when I be feeling myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we went on this live stream for like an hour and 5 minutes. I did not expect to go this long. If you're liking this live stream, then definitely give it a thumbs up. Go to, can somebody go to my workshop link and put the link in the chat, because I can't access the chat right now, but I'm gonna put a plug in for my chat. Not for my chat, for my workshop. Dag. Go to the link in the description box and click the free quiz, because if you want to know, quote unquote, how meditated are you, like where you are in your meditation journey, or where you think you want to start, go to that link in the description box of this video, and there's a free quiz that can tell you how prepared you are to meditate, start your meditation journey based upon the heck, the car outside. I think my boyfriend just pulled up outside my house. Oh, never mind. Anyways, I'm like, wait, why is he pulling up outside the house? But anyways, yeah, go to the link in the description box in this video. When are you coming back to LA Fitness? Never. I'm never coming back to LA Fitness. I used to work at LA Fitness like 2 years ago, and I used to sell memberships there. First of all, I have a home gym, so I work out at home, and LA Fitness was nice while it lasted, but if you're talking about working there, not working there. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, but how are you, Tyreek? How are you doing? I know that was your profile. Or Tyreek from grade school, right? We rode the school bus together. That was back in school bus days. But anyways, yeah. So at this point, y'all, what I have to say to you, as a word of purposeful advice to live your life and live your best life, and live your best life until your physical body disintegrates back into the earth, is every single day, live your life with purpose. Meaning, what does your inner child say to do today? Every single day, what we're trying to do is get back to our innermost child. So what are the desires of your innermost child? That means, what are the desires of your heart? So yeah, that's all I got for today. I think that's the note that I'm gonna leave off with. That's the note that I'm gonna leave off with. And I'll tell y'all a secret too. I have a difficult time sitting still. So I always fill up my free time with stuff to do, and I'm never not doing anything. When I go and try to watch TV or watch a movie or something like that, unless I'm watching a movie with somebody, I have a hard time just watching the movie. I feel like I should be doing something like laundry, which I gotta do laundry today. But I feel like I should be doing something else productive, right? Does anybody else relate to that? Also, it's Saturday. Y'all doing anything tonight? Anybody hitting up the club? I'm not hitting up the club. Club ain't really my scene. But if it is your scene, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for today. Stay hydrated, drink your water. Stay tuned for the new changes that I'm going to be implementing in the channel. just going to be putting a couple videos on private to really weed out the videos that are purposefully for the new-ish vibe of the channel, and hopefully you vibing with it. It's not going to be super different. It's just going to be, I'm going to focus less on the whole lock journey, lock videos, etc., and focus more on just lifestyle. Pretty much living a mindful life, a couple different meditation videos, and bridging the gap between, honestly, it's gonna be bridging the gap between religion and spirituality, because a lot of people are religious but not really that spiritual, but they don't have to conflict each other, you know? So have a great rest of your day, everybody. Again, give this live stream a thumbs up if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video, in the next live stream. Peace.